I'm your host, Carol Paterno. For the next half hour, sit back, relax. We're going to share with you some cats from the Putnam Humane Society in Carmel. They're waiting for some forever homes. I have with me Amor. I'm sorry.
Hi, Carol. How are
Hello,
you?
I'm good, thanks. If I understand correctly, the Putnam Humane Society is a nonprofit, no-kill facility for dogs and cats. Is that correct?
That's correct. But today we're going to look for homes for all our cats at the shelter, right?
That's wonderful. And in a moment, we actually have a video of some of the cats at the shelter, and we'll share that with the audience in a moment. But right now, could you tell us a little bit more about the Putnam Humane Society? Where is it located?
Sure. We're actually at 68 Old Route 6 in Carmel, and it's right behind the Putnam Plaza. And with the shelter, we've been there from 1957.
Wow.
And we actually moved down to this location in 1970. So the shelter started in 1957. We are open to the public from 10 until 4 o'clock, 7 days a week. And anyone that would like to come and volunteer or even come and look at some of the cats that you're going to see today, that would be great.
I'm sure there's a way to find about information just from our computers. Can you just tell us the website to make sure?
Sure, absolutely. You can log on to puthumane.org.
That sounds great. And so today we're going to learn more about cats. Can you tell us about how many cats are at the shelter at any one time?
Sure. We typically have around 80, 85 cats up for adoption. We are getting ready for kitten season, and that's normally during the spring and summer, where our numbers can go up to close to 164, 169 from last year. So this is the season and the time for people to come down and look and see if there's anyone that they would like to take home.
So they can come at any time during the day, 7 days a week, to look at the cats that you have?
Yes, from 10 till 4.
Oh, that's marvelous. Well, as I mentioned, we do have a video that we were there just a few days ago taking about the cats, and we'd like to share that with our audience now. So we'll roll the video, and as the video rolls, will you tell us a little bit about what we're seeing and what's happening?
Yes, because actually during the time I can also let you know about what to do if you would like to come in and adopt an animal at the shelter.
That's perfect. And also, if you can't adopt now, maybe adoption's not an option for someone, but they still care about animals, you can tell us also about what other people can do if they can't come and adopt.
Yes.
That sounds wonderful. Here we go. This must be the front.
And you'll actually see the kindness. Oh, and that's Egypt in the front and Duke in the back. Duke is one of our senior cats. Egypt is actually roaming around in the shelter, and you'll see him a few times throughout the video, just being everywhere. That's Jamie. Jamie is also one of our senior cats, and that's our pride board, in a sense of saying of the adoptions, cats and dogs, that people send their pictures in from the animals that have been adopted.
Look this way, but you have to see. Could you tell us why, usually when I think of a humane society, the animals are usually in cages, but in this video I see some of them walking around free.
Oh yes, what we do is throughout the day we actually take turns with the cats where we open their cages and they can choose if they would like to come out or if they're not ready yet to walk out. At nighttime, for the cats that might not like other cats, we actually choose, and we have different doors that we close, so those cats get a chance to also walk around in the shelter.
So the cats actually have choice in whether they're comfortable enough to be out of their cage, or if not, they know they can have a den or a place to go to stay away from the commotion.
Yes, and that's also where volunteers come in place, because when the volunteers come down to help at the shelter, regardless of age, young kids, parents, adults, anyone that would like to have a cat on their lap can come down. So when the cats are walking around and they play with them, that's when it's the time where they come out of all the corners to come and catch the feathered toy.
And how wonderful, because I just imagine people who maybe want to have cats but for whatever reason can't, they still have a lap so they can come down and share their lap with the animals at your facility.
Absolutely. For the people that can't come down to the shelter, they can also come and actually foster one of our animals, and you'll actually see we have someone here that one of the cats that we have went into a foster home, so they can also go into people's homes. And for those that can't be around cats because of allergies or just time-wise do not have enough time, they can also go onto our website where they can become a guardian angel for any one of our cats, and also the dogs, but today's the cats. So definitely you can become a guardian angel, or you can be a friend of PHS, or you can just make a donation to help us for the veterinary care, because during the adoption, all our cats are spayed or neutered, and they're also rabies vaccinated, microchipped and tested, and we do the flea and deworming, what you would need for any of the cats. And some of the animals at the shelter do need more than just spaying and neutering, any veterinary care, x-rays, ultrasounds, blood work, and that's all money. So when people can help and donate or come to our events, you can go to our website and see all of our events, because we do have a lot coming up during the summertime.
That's wonderful. Now, I heard you say something about fostering an animal.
Yes.
Where do the animals come from that fostering is something that's necessary?
I always say our residents that enter into our shelter, they can come from as kittens born out in the wild, and they need a home, so they come to the shelter, and they have to be 10 weeks in order to be tested. Once they're tested, they can go into their forever home. Before that period, we need people to open up their homes so that they can go and stay there until they're 10 weeks old. And it also helps with them to get used to people playing, and it helps the older guys for any of our foster. We also have some of our seniors that qualifies for a foster home, where they have medical problems, but they need a home, they need a lab. And also, not just the animals I also think people need companionship.
I agree.
And some of our older cats definitely bring that.
Yeah. So if I hear you correctly, some of the cats come from the wild. They've been born out without any people around, and
Yes.
the fostering gives them the opportunity to find out that people aren't always scary.
Yes. We also, I forgot to mention, we also have the bottle feeders.
Oh,
And those are the babies that unfortunately don't come into the shelter with a mom, and they're still on a bottle. And we definitely show people how to do it. And from that on, people can either come to the shelter and help when we do have them, or they can go into the home, because sometimes the kittens have to eat every 2 hours.
Oh,
So
just like an
we
infant.
need people to come and help when we get them in. If people would like to sign up for that, they can always call us, and we can sign them up for if they would like to.
And how
help bottle
long
feed.
does bottle feeding usually last?
Well, it takes a few weeks, but even if people are just available for the weekend, they can even just do it for the weekend. And you'll see this is Jamie.
We're not on screen yet. So, but look at the beautiful cat here.
Jamie hanging out, and Scarlett just now playing in our community room. Our community room is a room where the cats get to go in and out of the shelter.
So as we can see on the video, there's more than one room. Well, with 80 cats and sometimes even over 100,
Yes,
you have several rooms at the shelter that are for cats only.
that's correct. Our community room, in order for the cats to go in there, they have to get along with other cats. So that way, our community room helps them to be able to go in and out, and it is fenced in outside, so they get to be in the sun. Inside our shelter, we did open up an area where even our lobby cats and the ones walking loose have an area they can go outside just to get some fresh air and sit in the sun.
Now, a little bit before you talked about the cats getting tested. Are they tested in their ability to get along with people and animals, or is there another kind of test?
With the testing, we test them for feline leukemia and feline AIDS. So we want to make sure health-wise that they're healthy, that they can go into a home. In the event that we do have a cat that tests positive, they can still stay at the shelter and find a home with people that are willing, that have no other animals, or that have an animal with that disease also. So with any of our adoptions, when people come down to test them, we do test them with dogs to make sure that they get along with dogs. And if they don't, then there's a home without a dog. And with the kids and the people, I don't need to test that, because people come in and, you know, once you start playing with them, they all start moving around.
Even with so many animals, I hear you calling each of them by name. It sounds like they each have a name and you know them individually.
Absolutely, definitely, because the cats, they have, every single one have their own personality. You have the independent one, you have the clingy one, and I think a lot of viewers will know, yes, I have one of those at my house.
That's it. So whether we have children or we have cats, They
Yes.
each have their own personality and their own way of looking at things, but they need to be cared for and touched and loved, and you do a wonderful job. I'm so excited.
Thank
you have
you.
volunteers, but I'm sure you always can use more.
Yes, I think we can only do this with the help of the staff, the volunteers, and the community, the donors, the people that remember the shelter. Those are, I think that's help all the animals, and also the animals. They bring parts to the shelter that we thought we would never know, and then you run into one of the animals or people coming in looking for a companion, and all the adopters. Those are the people.
So it takes a community.
Absolutely.
Takes the whole community. I think
Yes.
we're seeing some of the outside spaces you have.
Yes, you'll actually, what we have Salt, and then Little Mama was actually following her. Little Mama is the social butterfly in the community room. Anyone going in there, she has to say, hello, who are you, where are you from? And we're hoping also to place her into a home. She did come in with 2 other cats, and they've been adopted. So we know Little Mama will, you'll see she walks around, have to figure out who. Salt have been adopted, but you'll see she just kind of checks in and then she keeps going. Spider is another cat that came to the shelter as an owner surrender. So sometimes we do have cats that we have the background on. So even if people would like to adopt and need a specific type of cat, we have information about that cat. So not everyone, like you mentioned earlier, not everyone comes in as a stray. They also, we do have owner surrenders. So Spider is one of the cats that get along with other cats, and also is very people friendly.
So not only people can check out your website or call you to ask questions, but as they come in, I'm assuming you yourself or someone else at the shelter can walk around and answer questions or lead them, guide them to cats with certain traits
Yes.
that they might be looking for.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes even when people stop by just to drop off bedding, because bedding is something that we need, blankets, sheets, pillows, pillowcases. So any type of donations, as people come in to drop something off, they start looking, where we're always saying, oh, stay a while, because you never know, and that's when the staff and the volunteers can help
And
out.
look what we have. We have another one of our guests has joined us. Who do we have
Yes.
here?
This is Jamie. Jamie is one of our senior cats, and she actually, when you do come down to the shelter, you'll actually meet Jamie. She's normally keeping an eye over the office, making sure that we're answering the phones. But with Jamie, Jamie is up for adoption, and everyone that you saw today, with the cats and kittens, they're up for adoption. And Jamie is one of the cats that if you would like to just sit and pet for a while, she will sit and pet. Even when children comes to the shelter, it's the cat that they all can go to and start petting. And I don't know if you can feel it, but she's
Well,
purring up, right?
I can certainly vouch
Yes.
for the fact that she is sitting here calmly and just purring the whole time. Beautiful green eyes. Can you tell us some of the advantages of choosing to adopt an older cat?
I think a large part of it is everyone that comes to the shelter have an idea of what they're looking for. And I think that's where the older cats, and older can be 4, 5, even 3 years old, or even a senior cat. All those cats, you know who they are. With the kittens, when they first come in, they may look like the one that's the most outgoing one, and that's what you're looking for. As they get older, you'll realize, wait a minute, that's not the same personality I was looking for. So I think with the older cats, they bring that part to them that who you see there, that's who they are. Where with the kittens, not to put the kittens down because we are going into kitten season, so I need to keep that adoption open.
Right.
But with the senior cats, I think it's the comfort of knowing, you know they get along with other cats because they're around with the other cats. You know they do not get along with the other cats because they don't like it.
They've developed a personality,
Exactly, where
whereas
the
the young
kittens-
ones are still full of vim and vigor and learning about the
Oh,
world.
yes. And also it depends on what type of household you're looking for. The older cats tend to just need to find a spot where it's sunny and wait for you to get home from work. Where with the kittens tend to be like, wait a minute, where are you going? I don't want to be alone. So I
Play
think,
with me, play with me.
Yes, yeah. But
So could you remind us again about the many different ways people can help the Putnam Humane Society?
yes, we ask, obviously, come down, come and help adopt. You can come and foster, you can come volunteer. And you can also go onto our website if you would like to donate to help us take care of the animals. And if you have any bedding, food, toys, any of those things, you can definitely come down.
Definitely use.
Yes.
Could you just define exactly what you mean by fostering? How long of a commitment is that and what it's expected of you?
The foster care, it all depends on what people can give and what the animals need, what the cats need. For a foster, for the kittens, sometimes they just need to be socialized for a week, 2 weeks. If someone wants to take them for 4 weeks, we wait for 10 weeks before we put them up for adoption. So during that time period, we need them to go and play somewhere. Or we have the bottle feeders. Sometimes I have people stop in and they want to do it for the weekend because they're not working for the weekend. So we show them how to do it and they bottle feed for us. Some foster parents have taken kittens bottle feeders all the way up to socializing, and once it gets to 9 weeks, they have to say, okay, it's time for them to find their forever home.
So you really have all different kinds of opportunities,
Yes.
all different lengths of time, because you
Yes.
have so many animals there.
Yes.
There's so many different needs.
Yes.
Oh, that's so marvelous. I wish you could hear the purring. This is so beautiful. Well, after seeing the video, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people calling and checking the website out. Remind us of the website again.
Our website is putnamhumane.org.
Thank you. And on the website, what is some of the information we can find out?
On the website, we have all our animals that's up for adoption for our dogs and cats. It also have a section of telling you how you can help, of some of the things that we went through. If you have donations you can bring in, you can come and volunteer, come and walk the dogs, come and play with the cats, come and pet them. And
besides what's happening at the shelter itself, do you sometimes have events? Would they be listed on the
yes,
website?
all our events are on our website, and you can easily find it on the website of all the events coming up.
That sounds so marvelous. Well, on behalf of everyone here and on behalf of the cats at the Putnam Humane Society, we want to thank you so much, Amor, for coming and joining us and sharing the video, letting us come in and play with the cats and video the cats and share in holding. I've had so much fun.
Well,
I haven't
you
had
for
a cat in
having
my
me.
lap since I was a kid.
She is up for adoption. So.
Thank you.
Thank you
you
very
very
much.
much.